Hey everyone, welcome to a brand new episode on my podcast, Monday Morning Muse. It's a very special moment for me. It's been a month since I put my first podcast, and I'm not a stage person at all. I tremble when I have to hold a mic in front of a huge gathering. From there to my seventh podcast today, I'm happy that I took the leap and I'm proud of where I stand today. And the reason I'm here today? My darling husband, from encouraging me to go for it, being my support system during my days of self doubt, my calming factor when I'm about to break down, to editing my podcast so it reaches this forum. I would have never come so far without him, that's for sure. Speaking of my husband, ours was an arranged marriage. What's the first thing we look in our partner in such an arrangement? Let's exclude the horoscope matching part done by our parents. We can't even be sure of whether all that's written in the profile is true or not, right? And all we can be a bit clear is on the looks. And going back to my husband, he's a mini Fahad Fasil to me. A bit bald, but to me, that suits his physique. But again, that's cause I know him. When I didn't know him and when his proposal came up, even I was a bit skeptical. But my dad, I think he did the best for me. This was his statement. I don't have hair now, so you never know how he will look after 15 years from now, even if he wasn't bald right now. What's more important is how well he'll take care of you in the future. And I told my dad I'll talk to him and I'll let you know. And according to me, that message at 2 o'clock in the night after a long day at work was the best decision I made ever so far. And what if I didn't? Just going by his photograph? I might have missed what is meant to be the love of my life. And that's going to be the topic for today. How much are we deceived by looks? Let me tell you one more personal incident of mine. I have always been a chubby girl. Never obese though, which might impact my health and my day to day routine. I was capable enough to climb 11 floors in one of the apartment we stayed instead of using the lifts. Healthy enough, right? While my parents were in the process of groom hunt, I got a proposal from my relative and they said, "Oh my God, you're so lucky. You'll never get such a good family and a guy even in your wildest dreams," and all the usual dialogues. And I decided to speak to him on WhatsApp. He messaged, "Hi, how are you? Where do you work?" And the regular round of questions. Then he asked me for the latest picture. And I said, "My WhatsApp DP is always the latest." And what was his response? "That doesn't have your full picture." It got onto my nerves, but I was being polite for the so called dream boy and said, "Didn't you get a chance to see my matrimony profile? I believe that was shared and my pictures are updated there." He gave up and finally got to the point and said, "I think you should go to the gym and shed some weight." And that's it. I lost my cool. "You might be every girl's dream, but you don't have a place in mine." I said, "If you want a size zero, you can ask your parents to include that in the requirement list. And you can look for a Kareena Kapoor. But I'm not going to become a size zero to marry you."
பெரிய இவனா நீ லாயர் மாதிரி கேள்வியா கேட்டுட்டு இருக்க. ஒரு பொண்ணு கிட்ட எப்படி பேசணும் தெரியாது. ஹைட் என்ன, வெயிட் என்ன, வயசு என்ன, என்னடா என்ன மிலிட்டரி கால் எடுக்கிறியா இல்ல போலீஸ் கால் எடுக்கிறியா? திருட்டு மொழி முழுக்கிறது பாரு. ஆளும் மூஞ்சும் ட்ரெஸ்ஸும் டிட்டோமர் தலையா. நான் எப்படி ட்ரெஸ் பண்ணா உனக்கு என்னடா டுபுக்கு ஹாலிவுட் படத்துல வர ஜூனியர் ஆர்டிஸ்ட் மாதிரி ட்ரெஸ் பண்ணிக்கிட்டு என்னடா மைண்ட் யூ வேர்ட்ஸ் நீ மைண்ட் பண்ணி பேசுறியா?
Body shaming is the act of criticizing either your own or someone else's physical appearance. It's a type of bullying, to be honest. Making negative or cruel comments about one's shape, size, weight, body image, or skin color, it's clear body shaming. It can include criticizing face to face, gossiping behind one's back, or even self criticism. Unfortunately, we live in an environment where there are standards set on every little thing, like the way we should look, the pleasing skin color, the ideal weight, and everything. Are these standards set by medical professionals who are experts in healthcare? More often than not, no. And yes, A huge influence by the media. I didn't even know what a size 0 or 6 pack is until I saw it on screen. How easy is it to criticize? Look at your weight, you're not going to find yourself a partner as long as you're this fat. How skinny are you? If you're planning to wear a sari on your wedding, you better add on some flesh. Fair? You call them maida or plastic. Dark? Don't you even bath? Take in some saffron. And I don't know who introduced this myth of saffron will make you fairer. And self criticism. I'm so ugly. I wonder how she looks pretty all the time. Even the media has made jokes which is actually body shaming.
என்னண்ணே, என்ன உட்கார வச்சு உடம்பு பூரா பெயிண்ட் அடிக்க போறாங்கறிய.
முதல்ல உன் உடம்புல பெயிண்ட் ஒட்டுதாங்கிறதே சந்தேகம். இப்படி ஒரு கருப்பியா வந்து பிறந்த தொலைப்பியா?
நான் கருப்பி தான், ஆனாலும் கலையா இருக்கேன்.
களை ஒரே ரகல தான் போ. எதுக்காக உன்னை சொந்த ஊர் விட்டு இந்த ஊருக்கு ராவோட ராவா ரயில் வண்டி ஏத்தி கூட்டிட்டு வந்தேன்? அந்த ஊர்ல இருக்கிற பயல் எல்லாம் உன்னை கருவண்டுன்னு சொல்லி எவனுமே கட்டிக்க மாட்டேன்னு சொல்லிட்டான். இந்த ஊர்லயாவது உனக்கு சிகப்பு பெயிண்ட் அடிச்சு உன்னை சிகப்பியாக்கி எவன் தலையிலயாவது கட்டி வைக்கலான்னு பாக்குறேன்.
And all these, the business tycoons take the maximum advantage. You have weight issues? Fast track weight loss program, ma'am. And let's not forget the fairness cream promotions. Who said we need to be fair only? We live in such a vast nation. Then how can one expect every single person to be of the same color and figure? Then where is our individuality? Yes, I laugh at it now thinking of my personal experiences in the past. But have you ever thought of the impact it leaves on us? It makes us so self conscious after that. It has serious impact on one's mental well being. It leads to anxiety, depression, etc. It is said it might even lead to stimulating suicidal thoughts. We might pass a joke, but have you ever thought of what the other person might go through after our hearty laugh? Also, you never know the other person's journey. Who knows if it's their medical condition? Let's be considerate on people's emotions. Let's not make them a victim for our pleasure. And if you are part of a group where gossips or face-to-face scenarios of body shaming happens, voice out to stop and walk out of the scene. Maybe people will understand how gross it is. And to the ones who are going through body shaming, here's what you can do. Don't self-doubt on yourself. Your looks, color, or weight, it never defines you. Accept your curves and love your natural skin. Self love, it's the best. Voice out when someone abuses you on your looks. Make sure they understand it hurts you and it's not cool. And prioritize your health over your figure. Make sure to exercise and sleep well and maintain optimum weight. That's more important than to starve yourself for a size 0. Latest example, Zerodha CEO Nitin Kamath. He is said to have had his mild stroke due to reasons like over-exercising along with stress and sleep disorders. And finally, walk out of the place where you're not loved for who you are or the way you are. You always deserve to be treated with respect beyond your looks.
I have recently started following VJ Ramya. She's a fitness enthusiast along with being a motivational speaker. In few of her videos, she speaks of body shaming and she says people are going to talk no matter what. If you're thin, they're going to talk about how skinny you are, and if you're curvy, then it's needless to say. And in one of her videos, she says a wonderful line, no body talk or nobody talk. To the point, right? And such a wonderful perspective. This gave me the courage to accept myself the way I am, and I hope it does for you too.
Nobody is perfect. We have our own little flaws. And let's embrace those imperfections and walk with our head held high. We need not necessarily appreciate, but let's not make someone miserable. That's the least we can do, right? Thank you for listening to this episode, and I hope you liked it. Request you to subscribe, like, and pin your comments on this episode. I will be back again next Monday with another episode of Monday Morning Muse. Until then, spread peace and take care. Lots of love.